Hey, thanks for joining us on Midweek Refuel. This week we're going to be talking about doing ministry together, ministry with your mates. Okay, joining me today, I have two amazing 16-year-olds from our church, young men, really the future of Christianity in Australia and in the Southern Hemisphere. I've got Joshua, Blair, and I have Evan Scrimger. G'day, guys.
Hey.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
no problem.
Okay, right, so how did you feel when I first asked you to join us on the panel?
Didn't know quite what to say, but excited to help out.
Right,
Yeah, same, pretty much the same thing.
great.
Didn't know what to expect.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have been mates for a while, so tell me how you became friends, first of all.
Well, we were both in the youth group together.
Yeah.
I'd moved here about a year prior, and we'd only started becoming mates once I sort of joined the youth band playing guitar, and he was already on drums.
Yeah.
And then from there we just spent a lot more time together.
Yeah, youth group, we really connected with each other. And
Obviously forced into working together and being around each other. And then what began to happen after that? Was there a developing friendship? I mean, how did that come about? Were there specific things or times?
I'd say one of the bigger moments that led to our friendship was my birthday when I invited him to Movie World.
Yes.
That was a
Yeah.
big turning point, and there was birthdays that led after that, and
Okay.
and it was just continuous, and we saw that there was something there, and we just kept hanging out.
Okay.
Here we are.
So that inclusion, do you remember that event as well?
Yeah. I was already integrated with a few members of the church, but getting to know Josh through those events was a good thing.
And anybody walking into our church will immediately see that you guys have a great friendship. In fact, some people would even call it a bromance that's going on here. These guys really do appreciate each other. Let's talk about serving God together. What sort of things inspire you, or inspire each other, or spur each other on?
For me, I really enjoy playing alongside Evan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just because he's really good in that space, and he knows the dynamics of how music's meant to be played, and he just knows that sort of space.
Right.
We've played along for enough time that we've kind of synced up our rhythm, and
Yeah.
we can play pretty good together.
Yeah. So there's a common bond, that love of music, and it's good. Josh is getting some lessons at the moment. Did he tell you?
Oh, wow!
He's about to lift his game.
Awesome. We've got to keep up.
which is great. Okay, I asked these guys in preparation to think about some Bible examples of mateship that have spoken to them. And so there are many examples in the Bible. I did ask them, and Evan goes, Cain and Abel. Thinking, maybe not. Can we think of a better example? Maybe a couple of guys who didn't end up killing each other. All right, Evan, so let's open it to you. And we can't go with the Cain and Abel thing. That doesn't work.
No. What else is there? No. I came up with Andrew and Peter.
Yeah.
Who were both fishermen and were both approached by Jesus at the same time, and immediately abandoned what they were doing and just decided to serve him together. And both of them, after his crucifixion, they both kind of separated off, but they still navigated similar paths where they were, I'm pretty sure Andrew went into Egypt or somewhere like that, and they both kind of led churches.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that speak to you about, how does that motivate you in terms of relationship and mateship and doing ministry together?
Well, it's sort of an example of two mates who experience similar things. So it's having through those shared experiences, they were able to kind of, their knowledge could they could bounce ideas, bounce kind of concept off each other, and they could develop their relationship with Christ through that.
Okay. Yeah, so these guys were converted together and then decided to do something with that conversion. They decided to make themselves available and serve, and no doubt for years and years. Yeah, that's cool. That's good. Good to have mates in ministry. All right, Josh, who did you pick?
I picked James and John.
James and John.
Yes.
All right, tell me about them.
They were fishermen, just like Andrew and Peter.
Yeah.
They were also business owners and businessmen.
Yeah.
And did follow Jesus as they were approached.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they did for many, many years after.
What inspired you about those fellas?
I guess kind of Evan said it, that like they bounce off each other, they sharpen each other's word, obviously with each other's ideas and what they see in the Bible, like different things that they see, different ideas of interpretations and just what God said to them.
Okay. So, and they did the whole journey together.
Yeah.
I can imagine this. First of all, there's this miracle man, Jesus, walking around. He's doing cool things and people calling him Messiah and people loving him. And then gradually he's revealing the purpose of his life.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's demonstrating miracles, wonderful things happening, wonderful truths coming out of his mouth. No doubt those stories stayed with them forever. But then he's revealing the purpose of his life, which was to go to the first Easter and go to the cross.
Yeah.
And so can you imagine processing that about your leader? What sort of, I guess you would call that a sort of a negative moment, right? That would be pretty devastating. Serving God together, you're going to realise things as you go along. What do you think that might have meant for James and Andrew and Peter? What do you think about what they...
Well, all those big revelations, all those big changes, for one person alone, like dealing with their relationship alone, could be quite overwhelming. There'd be a lot to deal with, having to kind of carry that burden alone.
Okay.
But when you have a relationship with another person, with mates in Christ, they share those experiences with you. So they know what it's like, and they can kind of help you maintain your relationship rather than you feeling discouraged and you pulling away.
Yeah. So has there been a time where you've felt going through a bit of a low period or a bit of a tougher period, and Josh, your mate, has been able to come along and encourage you?
I found last year during online church and during COVID lockdown that it was very easy to feel quite disconnected from everybody else. But keeping up with online calls and chats and stuff, you still maintain that relationship, you still maintain that bond, and you still feel tied to the church and tied to God.
Right. Okay. Because you're in it together.
Yeah.
Josh, what about you? Was there any experience where you perhaps been going through a personal thing that and your mate has lifted you?
There's been a couple of times that I've just needed a bit of a hand to get back up because I've fallen down. Not physically, but...
Well, sometimes physically.
Yes, it's just, there's been a couple of times that Evan's just given that helping hand and just stepped in and really changed the situation around.
Right.
In my mind.
And did he do that automatically, or was it something you asked for?
It was just out of the blue. Like, he obviously saw that I wasn't 100% or in my full capacity or yeah. It was just there supporting me, and he was just there alongside me. It was just a good relationship.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
All right. Mates in ministry.
Mates in ministry.
I just want to encourage you guys. Here you are, really, a couple of years of friendship, already some good things formed, and who knows where this could go. It could go anywhere, really, right? You could know each other for another, if Jesus doesn't come back, you could know each other until your old age, right? Okay. So you could know each other's kids and grandkids, and all that kind of stuff. And so that, and undoubtedly you will. So I am just full of joy having you guys in church, in step together, supporting one another. What would you say to somebody out there who's looking for a mate, who's perhaps looking for a place to belong and a place to serve?
I'd say, get involved with, just keep coming along to youth, keep coming along to any sort of church events, and if you feel ready, just join teams. I'd say any sort of team within the church.
Teams are probably the biggest thing that can just enforce a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those shared experiences.
Yeah. Just find that one person that you really connect with and that you have heaps of things in common with. You have similar, not necessarily values, but beliefs in Christ, and just that you enjoy hanging out with and enjoy doing life with.
You just spend time with them. You just strike up conversations, and everyone here at the church is pretty open to talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you just keep maintaining those relationships, even if it seems kind of surface level at first, you slowly build those relationships, slowly build those connections, and it blossoms into a proper...
Just as for you guys, it took some months.
Yeah.
And then there was a step of the birthday party, then a bit of a breakthrough, and then on you went from there. Yeah, very good. All right. Mates in ministry. I have some mates that I have coffee with most mornings, and here's a bit of a shot from this morning's session. Guys should be coming out soon. Paul and John. Hey, here comes the first one. Yeah. There he comes. G'day mate, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Ready for the workout?
Yeah, ready can be.
Ready as can be. Hey Paul.
Jimmy, how you doing, sir?
He's our trainer. G'day mate. What are we up to today?
Oh, I've got to watch your shoulder, don't we?
You got to watch
Coffee.
my shoulder.
Coffee.
There you go. All right.
Well, you'll not be doing any push-ups.
That's the guys I work out with every day, and we'll see you back in the studio. Here's another picture of us doing coffee together.
Over 50s.
Over 50s.
Right. Yeah.
That's right. Mates, we need friends, and if you're a mate in ministry watching this, shout out, say good day in the comments. It happens to be our 30th wedding anniversary today.